no, no. Hey, yeah. Time to take a break, make something really great. Doesn't matter if it's new to you. Let joy and peace come shining through. Art in the word, lifting hearts and minds anew. With truth and light from the Bible and colors to speak to you. It's time to step out, let your soul sing true. Art in the word, get ready to bloom. Oh, be created for the kingdom. It's what you're made to do.
Hello everybody, I am at a lavender farm and I thought I would share the experience with you. So we're learning lots about lavender plants today and their medicinal properties and how they help to promote calming and relaxation through their wonderful smell. So here we are at the lavender farm. Happy Canada Day, and I just want to thank everybody who's been so patiently waiting for my next video. Here we are, let's go. So we are at the Christel Lavender Farm in Ontario, and look at these. Aren't they beautiful? We're going to get a little bit closer so you can actually see the plants, and they are actually cultivated and shaped. They're actually cut this way, otherwise apparently they would just be wild bush, just shaggy and just take over the whole farm. So I learned today that lavenders are plants and not actual flowers. So we're gonna take a little walk, and hopefully I can transmit some of this smell to you. It's so beautiful. So this here is a type of English lavender. This one's called Munstead, and over here we've got something called pink perfume. You'll notice that the buds seem to be a lighter shade. They're actually closer to white than they are to purple. And these are the rose. Now, I just learned today that the English is naturally grown, whereas French lavender is a hybrid or man concocted. And therefore, the English lavender goes to seed and other plants can grow from it, whereas with the French you can grow it from cuttings, but it does not give off seeds. So just a little tidbit for you there. Also, these are very, very hardy plants and they don't need a lot of water. In fact, he was saying that this field has not been watered intentionally for years, but they love the heat, they love the hot and dry season, and you can actually kill them with overwatering. So just a note if you ever decide you'd like to grow some lavender. So while we are looking at all of this beautiful scenery, I just wanted to also share a word of encouragement with you today. I like to think of myself as a Barnabette. So Barnabas in the Bible was called, he was the encourager. And I want to encourage you today as well, as you explore your artistic talents, your creative talents. I want to encourage you to continue to grow and develop them. And especially if you are a believer in Jesus, to remember that you're using your talents for His glory, for the building of the kingdom. But maybe you've had a really difficult time lately, just sort of thinking creatively or even wanting to do anything creatively because you're so filled with fear, anxiety, and worry. And I just want to remind you that the peace of God is for anxious hearts like yours and mine. There's a lot of anxiety and worry all around us, and people are worried about their future, their security, their investments, the threat of sickness or war, natural disasters. But anxiety and worry aren't just things that happen around us. Sometimes it happens within us. I personally have struggled with anxiety and depression. And, we tend to obsess sometimes about the things that we have no control over, things that are outside of our ability to control. And more often than not, we spend time worrying about these things, and it does not profit us. It doesn't grow us an inch to think and worry about the things that we have no control over. So scripture tells us that trust in God should fill the gap between reality and what we desire. We should not be anxious about the things that we can't control, but rather those things we should submit everything to God in prayer. We should pray about the things we can't control because He alone has the control over the unknown. In Psalms 4, the writer says that He will lay down at night in peace, free from anxiety and worry. Can you imagine to lie down and to sleep in peace, free from anxiety and worry? And even though the writer at that time, I believe it was David, was surrounded by danger, he places his trust in God, and that leads him to sleep peacefully in safety. And the quality of our sleep is often a symptom of our trust in God. If we are anxious and restless at night, it could mean that there are things we're not trusting God with. So spend some time today thinking about this and, just examining your heart. Are you anxious and filled with worry? Meditate instead on God's power and sovereignty. Ask Him to fill you with His peace and give you the ability to trust Him with control of your future. And remind yourself of His promise to you that He will be with you always in times of trouble, in times of plenty, in times of need. The Lord is in control, and He has promised that He's working all things together for your good and His glory. Now, let's get back to those lavender fields.
And here we are now walking around the pond that's on this property. I forgot to mention it's called Christel Lavender Farm. And it is a beautiful property. It sits on about 57 acres. We do believe that this is a possibly man-made pond, but there is a natural river that is feeding this pond, and then it drains out into the rest of the property. It is very bushy. Lots of wild grasses. I'm just gonna swing around, kind of give you a little glimpse. There it is, the heart of the jungle. I'm just gonna stop and give you a static view, and that's the pond. Very hot day today in Toronto. It's about 34 degrees. It's a little unusual for us, but we are enjoying the brilliant sunshine because we know in 6 months' time what we're going to be facing. So besides the actual lavender rose and the pond, that's pretty much it to the property, but it is just a nice place to relax and be calm and just enjoy nature. So I do hope that you've enjoyed taking this little trip with us to Christel Lavender Farms, Ontario.